And a very good morning to everyone.
Sorry, sorry, Biana. Tak ada orang lagi kan kat sini? Sorry.
No, because we have live streaming from YouTube. That's why permit
Oh,
hanya to. All right.
okay, understand. Okay, sorry.
Okay. And it's my pleasure to welcome every one of you to the Research Article Writing Webinar 2025, proudly organized by the Research Nexus UiTM ReNeU and the Department of Research Innovations, GPI Universiti Teknologi Mara. So for today's webinar entitled Publishing in Q1, Q2, what do TOPS Journal want? So this is basically focus on a vital topic for all researchers and academicians. So we aim to increase the impact and visibility of our research and understanding the expectation of what high impact journal is crucial lah. So truly today we have privilege to have with us Associate Professor Dr. Mohd Lokman Ibrahim, Head of the International and Private Grant Acquisition Unit, Research Management Center, RMC UiTM. So with his vast experience in publication strategies and research management, we are here for a very insightful and enriching sessions. So just a quick reminder, this session is being streamed live via the GPI UiTM YouTube channel. I encourage all the participants to stay engaged and share your questions or talk in our chat. We'll address them during our Q&A session later. Okay, so let us begin with our journey towards publishing success. So with that, I would like to invite Associate Professor Dr. Mohd Lokman Ibrahim to deliver his presentation. Thank you.
Okay, alright. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Okay, let me share my screen ya, Dr. Liana. Okay, can you see my screen, Dr. Liana?
Yes, very clear.
My voice clear ya? Okay, alright. Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning again, and thank you to Dr. Noliana for your brief introduction about me. And yeah, thank you also for inviting me for give this up. I think it's a very valuable opportunity for me also to share some of insights and also practice that we for the past few years experience. So the title of the presentation today, the sharing presentation today, is on the publishing in Q1, Q2. What do top journals want? It's quite heavy title jugalah for me because you know here I think we have students, we have postgrads, right? We have also young researchers, we have researchers, we have senior researchers joining us, I believe. So I think you all know that what is a Q1 and Q2, and we have Q3 and we have Q4. So the most common, like the highest quality of the publication, normally we try to target Q1, Q2. Why? Because of we already know that most of the good quality of the paper, very quality of paper, normally they try to publish in Q1, Q2 papers. All right. So yeah, I have a few experience lah, basically on the published Q1, Q2, and do not expecting too much from me because I'm still learning process, and this is this slide presentation I'm not taking anyway anywhere else. This is all about my publication, and all the examples here is about all my papers. Mostly about 80%, 90% is from my research paper and my experience during how to submission, how to rebuttal, how to prepare, how to drafting and preparation of the journals papers, right? So from the normally we try to publish in the lower Q1 lower quality, and try learning how to produce highest quality. Okay, all right. So just a little bit about me before I'm starting my sharing and my telling you my experience on publishing. Do not make I just want to to introduce myself lah, basically. So this not just showing off, no. Tak ada niat pun nak showing off. This is all the researcher have their own profile. So we have a profile, and me myself, I need to make sure that my research profile is also always updated daily, and I'm checking it daily actually, because at the end we want to have like our publication must be cited from other by other research group. Right, so we have award, we have published papers, we have award lah in the past few years. Okay, so in the publication, in the research field, we cannot avoid from the collaboration and also networking, because this is very important. For me, my formula is, if you want to go faster, yes, you can work alone. But if you want to go fast and sustain, you need somebody else beside you, which is you need to have a collaborator, you need to have the networking. This is common, the crucial one, the crucial one and the most important one. So that's why until now I keep widening my collaboration and also my networking, not only in Malaysia and also outside from the Malaysia. Yeah, this is how we connect to others, and we make sure that our publication, our research acceptable to to outside, not in the Malaysia, not in our group, not in our university, not in UiTM, but outside from the UiTM and outside from the Malaysia. So yeah, me also, I'm not alone here. I have a mentors, because these mentors teach me during my degree, masters, and PhD. And also now, when we finish our PhD, I think it's about 8 to 9 years already. So now we have our own journey, but we bring out all the mentors and support system together with me, and also my student, of course. So that's why you need to have a mentors and also support system. Like I said before, if you want to go fast, you can go alone. But if you want to go fast and forever and ever, so I think you need to have a mentor and support system. Normally, when we publish a paper, we don't know, right? We don't know what is the current level now. That's why we go for the conference. That's why we go for networking. We want to see outside what they are doing right now. That's why we read a paper daily or weekly, because we want to know. We don't want any, our knowledge is outdated. We want to always update our knowledge, our level of the knowledge about our field lah, for example. And this is just showing to you a few papers that very important for me lah, very important for me. Like for the first one, which is I received award for this paper basically last year, Anugerah Universiti. So I just utilize this paper to submit an award. And this is published in Renewable and Sustainable Energy. And for your information, this paper has been rejected over than 6 to 7 papers already before I submitted and published in this journal. So yeah, so we have a lot of experience rejection. So all of these papers, like this one and this one, you can see a big number, but I have a lot of lower number of papers lah. So I just want to show you the big numbers that Q1 with high impact factor. Just want to show it to you what we have. And yeah, for this one, basically, actually I keep if I'm doing any sharing session, I keep showing them this paper, renewable energy, because this is my first paper. I learned a lot from this first paper, and the first paper got rejected 7 times before I published in the renewable energy. And the 7 times, so it takes over than 1 years. Okay, over than 1 years, I have submitted 1 papers. Sometimes it's not reaching the reviewer. Editor already reject. Sometimes 2-3 times of editor rejected. And if you get passed through the editors until the reviewer, that's a good already success for you, because we need to have the comment from the reviewer. From the comment too, we can upgrade our knowledge, we can improve our skills of publishing the papers. So that's why I stated here, rejection with comments is the best lesson for me. And of course, this paper I published during my PhD since 2012, 2013, 14 basically, and already 11 years, but very important, and the citation also quite high. And then I learned a lot from this paper because of rejection that I said just now. However, the mentors also and supervisors also play important role, because during that time, mostly now I'm a supervisor, right? So we are supervisor, and we need to encourage our students also not to give up early. So if they got rejection after 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, that's normal for the publication in high impact factor journal. So if you want to go Q1, Q2, I think you can uh that's normal for Q1, Q2, you know, for the rejection. That's what I can say. Because to get that high impact factor, you cannot nak buat cepat-cepat everything nak publish, and you submit, and not you want to publish in after 2 months. No. For this paper, you need to have like buffer time before submission. For example, if you want to publish by end of this year, bulan 4, April, May, you already submitted. So you have a buffer time for that. So you need to have a strategy lah before you go for the high impact factor journals. So, and this one also, I'm also want to highlight for this one. We have published in the energy conversion and management. Okay, this one basically is a final year project student report, and I'm going to share with you what I did to these results. To what I did to, I'm not manipulate the results. I'm not saying that I manipulate. This is how we presenting the results, how we present, how we support with other other scientific knowledge. We support with the need to support with the fundamental aspect, scientifically aspect, so that the results that presented must be high quality and supported by the fundamental. So that's the one. Most of the common mistake that I found and observed, me and my circles, normally they confuse what is the research paper, what is the report, research report. Research papers ni, but it's okay. I save it there for the difference between research support and research report and research paper. I'm going to tell you in the next slide later on. But we as a researchers here, we need to betulkan our niat balik lah. Okay. So this is important juga. I think I need to recall back. And mostly what I'm going to share with you now, I think you already know, but I just want to recall it back, to remind us back, sama-sama kita ingatkan diri kita sendiri. We are the lecturers, we are the researchers, and we are the Muslims, and for the non-Muslim, they have their own belief lah. But for the Muslim, so we have know that ilmu knowledge is very important one. Okay, kat sini saya ada buat satu hadis kat sini, barang siapa menyampaikan satu ilmu, okay, if you want to give somebody else one ilmu only, one knowledge, dan ada orang yang mengamalkannya, and has the person that practice that knowledge, maka walaupun yang menyampaikan sudah tiada, even you are die, ia tetap akan peroleh pahala. You have a reward if you are die. So this is a reward, forever reward, until lah kiamat lah. So selagi ada orang menggunakan paper kita, ilmu, okay, knowledge, from that we are sharing to them, to other researchers. So selagi itu kita dapat reward from Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala lah. So this is our jihad in the menyampaikan ilmu, knowledge to others. So yeah, because I know somebody, professors juga, this is my late supervisor during my masters, even though he already passed away, but numbers of citations still increase. So that's what I want to what I mean. Numbers of citation meaning that the research paper that he already published previously, still someone else reading it and extract some knowledge from that. So this is very good. Actually, this is pahala lah, reward from to us. Okay, and then we don't know that even our research paper our knowledge in the papers, right? Maybe company or other industry untuk menghasilkan certain product, they read our fundamental, our concept, our readings, our findings, right? And then from that finding, they can produce a product. So that's out of from our control anymore. And this is one of the, you know, kita as a researcher, we profess the knowledge, we sharing the knowledge to others, that's benefiting to others. Okay, so yeah, if you want to go, like, we go back to the title of the presentation. If you want to go to the Q1 paper, Q2 paper to publish to there, and you need to fine tune what type of journals need to read. Okay, what type of journals need to refer to. If you want to publish in a high impact journal, you need to read higher impact journal, right? So that's why our idola pun Nabi Muhammad, yang mana lebih hebat daripada kita lah. So that's why our idola, our targeted, if you want to go like Q1 double digit number of impact factor, so you need to refer to double digit number impact factor. This is what happened to my student juga. Mostly they want to produce high impact factor journals, right? However, they download the proceeding journal apa semua tu. So it's good to get the knowledge, to get the data, to get the maybe ada some scientific knowledge. However, the way they are presenting it, the support, the knowledge that they are supporting their data is not, I think for me, it's not reaching the level of the apa tu, as a Q1, Q2 quality level of the paper. So that's why if you want to start to publish for this year, if you want to start to publish Q1, Q2, you need to download Q1, Q2 papers also, and even go for the higher impact factor. Ya, percuma sahaja kan kalau you download melalui UiTM, because UiTM invest a lot of thousands to purchase, subscribe the journals. Okay, like for this one. And yeah, in terms of quantity versus quality, all right. So I normally ask them, what is the difference between quantity and quality? Previously, I asked them which one you want to select. Even you want to go for the quantity, numbers of research paper, or want to go to the quality, number of citations. But most of them, normally 70%, 80% go for the quality one. But they forget that kalau if you want to, if you know that H index, right? H index is about H index. For me, this I represent an illustration for H index over here. There's one pillar is number of research papers, another pillar here is number of citation, which is, if you want to get this connecting first and second pillar higher H, so you need to have both high number of quantity and also quality. So no need to choose where is quality, where is quantity, go for both. Okay, need to work hard and yeah, extra times lah. And of course, you need to have extra times, you need to have a good research teams lah, team member and good student juga, which is very motivation student to get more research papers. Okay, and when you read the journal, you must have two purposes, right? The first one, looking for knowledge, which is scientific answer, and to support your findings. Okay, because normally they write a paper, you write a paper, you want to know why this is happening, why after you put, for example, you put some amount of the catalyst, the reaction increase, why? So you read another paper, right? To support your document, so you support your data. So that's the first purpose. And the second one, you need to know, you must from your reading to learning the technical and writing style. Because for me, scientific, you know, the publishing paper, how to produce a good paper is also art of producing a papers. Okay, art, dia seni untuk hasilkan papers. Dia bukan semata-mata ni kan. Sebab kita ada, saya percaya kita ada banyak je data-data berkualiti. Why kita tak boleh nak tembus Q1, Q2? Why we cannot reach that Q1, Q2? That's how, actually, that's, I think, this is my experience lah. I'm not telling that I'm correct or not, but the way you are writing your paper also very, very important. So you need to write very, very properly, very flow kena cantik, very nicely. Figures must be on top. High quality figures, high quality data, tables must be high quality. And all the findings, all the statement inside must be support with the high quality journals juga, bukan jurnal-jurnal yang biasa-biasa. So that's seni dia. So even though kalau kat sini kan ada tulis, saya ada search dulu, Mastering the Art of Scientific Publication. You boleh search ni. Okay, macam mana dia mastering the art of scientific publication. So it's not about the science technology, it's not about the science social, it's about the macam mana you want to produce a very good. Bila kita baca tu sedap lah, sedap kita baca, menarik, tak bosan, tak boring. So that's important, very important. Okay, so as your for your information, not for your information, you already know this. Okay, we have a lot of type of publication, right? So I divided into 4 over here, very common one, like short communication, conference proceeding, okay, research papers, review papers. Okay, for the review paper, we have 2 review paper. If you want to know, if you still looking or preparing the review paper, dia ada 2 jenis, 2 types of the review paper normally. Okay, satu, the first one is comprehensive review paper, very comprehensive one. A comprehensive review paper, like you are downloading about 60 to 80, 90 research paper, you are summarizing in one like 50, 60 page of the papers, review paper, summarizing, conclude, and comparing all the 60 to 80 research papers, right? That's a review paper. We call it comprehensive review paper. But another second one, which is nowadays start to the budaya ni, culture ni saya nampak dia start to increase the numbers of the second type of review paper, which is we call it systematic review paper. Okay, systematic review paper. So kalau if you want to know about more reading, more knowledge about review paper, kita request dengan ReNeU another session lah for the review paper, because di review paper ni banyak benda yang kita perlu ni lah. So yeah, systematic review paper ni quite different. Dia bukan sekadar even only you download the paper 60 to 80, you put in the table, you comparing, and then you summarizing for all that 80 papers. No. So systematic review paper is the process of how reviewing the papers, and you conclude from that process of reviewing the papers. For example, you have 5 keywords, right? You search that keywords in the Google search, in the engine search like Google or Safari. You search, ada daripada from the Science Direct, from the Wiley, from the Google, everywhere. So you just key in the keyword. That's a lot, hundreds of papers out. Okay, from that hundreds of paper, you put some limitation, like paper from 2020 up to 2025. You are reducing the numbers, and then you put more specific keyword to compress the number to become focus, and how you select that review paper to focus on the keyword that you want. That's a systematic review, and that's how we call it, systematic review. You boleh download. Even I already just published one review paper recently, a few days ago. If we have over here. Sorry, it takes sometimes. Sorry, not this one. Okay, it's okay, tak apa. Next time. You can you can search my names. That's the latest paper, which is systematic review paper. This is very good for you if you want to practice. Okay. But today, we are going to. I'm going to share with you my practice lah, my common practice, how to produce research papers. Okay, how to produce research papers, starting from the abstract, introduction, material, method, methodology, results, discussion, and then summary. So in terms of figures, tables, semua, kita akan start to I'm going to share with you what I this is some tips lah, not I'm going to this is based on my style of writing. Okay, for me, if you want to start planning to write, do not wait. Okay, start planning now. And the best time untuk start planning is not today, basically, it's yesterday, a day before. Okay, so that's the best time untuk start, the day before, bukan today. So the second best time adalah hari ini. So don't wait, start planning and write now. Okay, jangan tunggu result. That's another one. Normally, when you have an idea, you buat research experiment. And then you get the data, you analyze the data, you write a paper, right? But for me, I'm little bit macam different a little bit. Because normally I start the idea, okay? And idea ni pun we need to have a very new, fresh idea. Do not plan the old one. If you have idea, you need to check, is this new or not? Is this fresh or not? For example, in the catalyst, because I'm in the catalyst field, in the renewable energy, for example, hydrogen, battery, something like that. Right? So I need to make sure my idea is always fresh. Okay, how to get the always fresh? It's not just sampai kat you, tiba-tiba you terfikir, no. It's from the readings, okay? From the readings and from your listening. Because currently dekat social media apa semua tu, dekat Twitter ke mana, kalau you following the Twitter yang keyword biasa pasal research, so dia akan ada je pasal research, dia akan keluar. Dia AI, right? Like Instagram ke apa ke, where you search something, dia akan keluar. AI punya ni kan, dia ada history of search. So normally like that. Okay, and then or you read a papers and you have a student, and student normally, because right now, if you, for me, like me, I have another task at the RMC, right? So to read one paper in the 3 to 5 days, I think it's very difficult for me. So that's why you need to have your student, and your student always have they read a lot of papers, right? So they always have you know, fresh idea, fresh update, fresh solution. So ask them, okay, get in the, you know, meeting, progress meeting, read very frequently to get the idea. And then when you get idea, draft a paper first. Okay, I mean draft a paper is not full paper, however, plan. Okay, plan the paper. Plan what should you put inside the paper, starting from the abstract, introduction, sorry, abstract not yet. Okay, introduction, the first paragraph apa, second paragraph, what is second paragraph, third paragraph, fourth paragraph, fifth paragraph, sixth paragraph. Normally Q1 paper, Q2 paper tak sampai, jarang sampai 10 paragraph. And biasa normally 5 to 6 or 7 paragraph. Okay, dia tak panjang berjela-jela, dia tak sangat pendek pun tak. Dia sederhana saja, and all the data documented inside there is very recent, very fresh. Tak ada, dia tak cites the old one, no. Okay, so draft a paper starting with plan. Okay, plan dulu apa yang you nak masukkan. Bukannya complete a paper. And then go part methodology, experiment, what kind of experiment, what kind of the characterization, what kind of analysis you want to put inside there, in that one whole paper. Okay, and then barulah, and then you go next, okay, discuss with your student and do the research and do the experiment. Okay, try to prove your concept, try to prove your theory, your ideas, is it good or not, right? So try to, jangan bazirkan masa you starting. Example, kadang kita ni terlalu well planned. Kalau well planned pun for me, but yalah, is taking a lot of times. Okay, because masa kita ni tak banyak kan. We need to maximize, fully utilize our time. So for me normally I try with to prove the idea boleh ke tak. Okay, ada potential or not. If it has the potential, yes, we can go 100%. But right now, to prove, to make sure that this is high potential, I'm talking about the experiment. Has a potential, try to mimic some experiment from other research paper first yang dah publish. So try to use the same condition, same parameter with you. The difference is maybe your material. Maybe for me, the catalyst is different. So that's the key point. Okay, and then try to mimic that reaction. Okay, nampak lah. Contoh kalau for me, kita nak dapatkan conversion daripada 50% up to 80%, and you got 60%, 70%. So that's slightly increasing is the potential. Okay, is the potential. So you can do modify the method, you can do modify, play around with the parameter, you play around with the condition, the pressure, whatever it takes lah. All the pembeli ubah yang manipulasi punya pembeli ubah tu, and all constant, the condition if necessary to get the higher you know, you need to high potential untuk you punya idea tadi untuk cover up other research paper, and then finalize it, conclude them and put inside the papers. Okay, kenapa saya buat macam ni? Based on my experience juga, sebelum ni saya dapat kita buat research paper dulu, eksperimen. We got a lot of experiment. At the end, macam mana nak tulis paper ni, how to get a paper. Even though kita buat thesis pun, it's very difficult, right? Because some of the thesis tu, saya terpaksa letak tepi certain result sebab tak boleh nak masukkan dalam thesis because of not align ataupun not dalam good flow, bukan dalam flow yang cantik, dia luar sikit flow. So that's what I want to avoid at the beginning. So kita tak nak buat benda yang tidak diperlukan untuk research paper. And then benda tu yang tak not necessary pun for your PhD atau for your research. Like characterization yang simple which is not very important unless you want to add more data lah to your papers. But yeah, to avoid some unnecessary works done. Kalau you buat based on the paper-driven reaction or paper-driven experiment, so that's you increase the efficiency of your data, the increase avoid from the unnecessary data that you created, avoid from the unnecessary time that you spend for few days, for weeks for example, tapi at the end you tak guna data tu. That's why I little bit different lah from this. Okay, so yeah, again, do not fear the failure and rejection. Okay, you think you need to have a brilliant idea before you can write a paper. So yeah, normally if we think about that, we takut dengan failure, rejection, susahlah kita nak belajar. So jangan takut. Because like I said before, if you submit, you got rejection, okay, no, it's just lumrah lah tu, biasalah. Sometimes you publish dekat papers, and that papers tu normally they have their journals tu normally they have their own quota, and quota dia dah penuh. Sometimes kadang-kadang itu je, and sometimes dia guna alasan editor use the reason because your teams ataupun your direction is not suitable with their own topics ataupun own tema time tu kan. Padahal sama je, ada je paper tu dekat dalam apa, konsep paper yang sama dekat dalam yang dia dah publish. So this is common normally. And then ada juga yang very scientific lah. You say our data is not reach the standard of dia punya level of the quality. So yeah, we accept the comment and we try to improve based on that comment. Okay, no worries of the failure and rejection. And my advice juga, if you want to go the Q1, Q2 papers ni, you know it takes some times. But for the students like, kalau ada kat student kat sini, kalau you rasa betul-betul you need to discuss with your supervisor. If you think that your paper is very good quality compared to the other paper that publish, you can go Q1. But if you think this paper still have you know, quality, still ada benda something very minor, I think no, wait for now, do not go yet. Try to publish lesser like Q2 or Q3. But if you are confident, just go. Ataupun you try to improve your data with other quality data lah, to increase your quality of the papers. Okay, do not fear the failure and rejection. And read more, discuss more, write proposal, review paper about it, because it's how you develop the idea in the first place lah. Read more. Tak ada jalan lain. Memang you kena baca banyak. Kalau saya memang tak sempat nak baca banyak lah. Okay, kalau dulu tu boleh, yes. Few years back, yes. But now I need my teams, my student. Normally, yeah. We have like weekly punya discussion kan. So that's where we updating our knowledge. Alright, so identify the problems, the ideas, okay? Your goals is to convey useful and reusable ideas, informative knowledge, findings and theories. You need to highlight in your papers. It's not about reporting. You report, you put your material, you show that your material is very good. It's not about that. You need to show them your material is good, why, kenapa, and it reproducible, and the accuracy of your data tu. Kalau you accuracy, you buat, you did your experiment, you got a good results, but a second time you tak dapat pun result tu. Okay, maybe less than that. So meaning that you still have something wrong there. So you need to make sure that you have a reproducible data. Barulah you boleh go and I have a confidence to go to the high impact factor journals. And for me, I have it's my supervisor basically, supervisor. And yeah, this is my idol lah. Okay, ni Dato' Taufik. Okay, right now, I think that dia dah sampai 85. And Wee Jung Ong ni, I want to highlight. This one, Professor Wee Jung Ong from the Xiamen is one of the dalam field yang sama. I know him. He's just, I think, about around 36 years old. And currently, he's actually that dah 71. He's professor. Dia dapat last year. Professor, 35 years old. It's very, very excellent guy. So that's, we need to have that, you know, kita ada punya goal lah, kita punya goal, kita why they can produce a very excel in research. So you need to follow them, how they practice. Like, so this is also my papers also. We have a numbers, and this is 135 and 2 years back, and I forgot to update these numbers of citation. I believe it's 200 something or 300 something now. So yeah, this is my first paper that published in the renewable energy. Okay, citations means that your idea was effective and acceptable by other researchers. So bukan nak showing you, bukan kita target kepada kita nak dapatkan actually that tinggi citation. Bukan, that's an indicator. Actually for me, that's indicator that my findings tu dah digunakan ataupun dah jadi sumbangan kepada research projek-projek lain. That's a good news for us. I'm happy for that. Okay, I'm happy for that because kita bukan shock sendiri dekat lab buat something yang kita nak buat, yang kita suka buat, tapi others kita tak pakai pun kita punya work. So that's why kita nak pergi Q1, Q2 supaya dapatkan numbers of the reference. Orang ramai yang tengok kita punya research, and kita punya research also reproducible. We need to have that reproducible. We need to have that profile. So when they see your names, basically we have our own, you know, our own padang kan, field. Kalau saya dalam padang catalyst, dalam padang renewable energy, kita akan, if you want, you put the key search, keyword dekat dalam you punya search engine. Normally you can find the same people, not lah, tak adalah sikit ramai, tapi kita biasa dengar because they are, you know, we are working in the same field. Kadang-kadang tahun lepas kita search ada nama dia ni, and then this year pun ada nama lagi dia ni. Tapi they always updating papers kan. So same as us. So that's how they see us also. If you have a good track record dah dekat dalam publisher, for example, dalam direct, so it's a good point for you, a good marks for bonus mark for you, because they know, okay, Lokman ni kalau dia buat publish paper, okay, reproducible, maksudnya boleh dipercayai dia punya paper. But if you publish the paper yang not reproducible, your data, kalau dia orang repeat pun tak boleh, tak dapat, normally dia tak kat ni lah. Sebab kalau kita sendiri pun, we have our main references. Saya tak boleh nafikan benda tu. Saya punya main references from the China, from the Japan, for example. Macam photo catalyst, ada kat Japan seorang main reference. Saya akan tengok dia punya references. Sebab itu adalah one of the macam pioneer dalam bidang photocat. So that's how we try to stay at top lah. Okay. You need to have your paper need to have your X factor clear and significant to make my research paper different and better than others. So kat mana kita nak letak X factor ni? That's the main things. What you want to tell others. Apa benda yang you nak fokus sebenarnya inside your papers tu. So kat mana kita nak letak benda tu? Okay, normally I do not know before that. Okay, but fine, after finish revising a lot of ideas, we reproduce a lot of papers. So selepas kita revise, okay, now we know. Normally when we write the abstract, now we know kat mana and what is our strength of our papers need to put inside our papers. Dekat mana, where? And normally I put it in the last paragraph in the introduction. Okay, last paragraph introduction. For example, kita akan start dengan thus, the present study highlights the usage. For example, in this study, the catalyst, the novel type of catalyst, ataupun here in investigation on the blah 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 lah, you want to investigate and want to highlight apa benda, kenapa your material is very good to others, why your material this is. For example, you can put, okay, this is as a previous knowledge from here, this is also energy conversion juga. I think energy conversion dah 11 ke 12 impact factor now. Okay, this is my last paragraph in the introduction part. Kalau you perasan sini, as per our knowledge, okay, no study has been performed on the synthesis and characterization of the sodium oxide impregnated CNT catalyst, and it used for transesterification of waste cooking oil to biodiesel. So kita highlight apa yang readers nak sebenarnya, apa yang editors nak tengok, benda yang baru, benda yang novel, results yang better than others. Okay, dah ada orang report sebelum ni tapi dengan catalyst lain tapi ada masalah. So that's why kita highlight tu. Normally I highlight it in the abstract sikit je, tapi dekat last paragraph tu banyak lah apa yang you kena masukkan kat situ. And then dekat summary, dekat conclusion juga. Okay, yang most significant one dekat last paragraph in the introduction. Okay, structure of high impact research paper, this one everyone know. Okay, I'm not going to go detail lah. Cuma I nak pergi sedikit paragraph by paragraph in each of the ni lah each of the section. Okay, for the structure, okay, this is not common. Okay, title must be clear, must be concise. Okay, jangan too long. Sangat panjang tak boleh, sangat pendek pun tak boleh. Saya pernah nampak ada soal, ada title, ada apostrophe. Do this kind of X material good for the reaction, Y reaction. Apostrophe. Saya pernah jumpa, biasa nampak. It's very catchy kan? Jarang kita jumpa. Tapi bila saya baca tu, ish bagus kita nak tahu. Betul ke apa tu finding ni boleh material ni boleh improve the reaction. So daripada title pun ada orang letak problem statement dia kan, keyword ataupun apostrophe. Okay, clear and concise and must be interesting title. Jangan title yang sangat general. General tak boleh. Okay, sangat general tak boleh. Must be scientific. Contohnya waste cooking oil. Waste cooking oil. Kalau you say waste cooking oil, a lot, thousands of paper produce waste cooking oil. But if you want to make your papers slightly rare, waste cooking oil tu you tukar kepada scientific name dia. Letakkan scientific name. Macam canola oil ke apa ke. Itu maksud saya. Put a scientific name. Do not put like very general one, like macam black soldier fly for example. It's very very general. Nama kampung, no. Kita scientific punya research paper and put the scientific name. Avoid general term. Okay, abstract, do not too high, do not too length. Okay, less than 150 words, concise and clear. And normally journals in Q1, Q2 ni, normally they have their own format of abstract. Like less berapa perkataan, berapa karakter kan. So how many character, you must follow that format from the journals lah. And keywords 5 to 6. Okay, jangan menggunakan keyword yang ada 2 perkataan. Okay, for example, wastewater for example, ataupun methods yang ada 2 words. Biasa 2 words, you put dash, make it one single word. Okay, sambungkan dia dengan dash. Atau use the single word only. Avoid, please avoid, just avoid. That's what I'm practice lah. I'm not saying that is a correct one, but I'm normally, this is I heard from other very known, well-known researchers juga lah. She published a lot of papers also. So they practice that kind of keyword. I'm also practicing from the good. Okay, introduction. Okay, do not panjang-panjang, jangan 2 to 3 pages of double spacing, 4 to 6 paragraph, 7, 8, okay lagi, jangan sampai 10, 11, 12 paragraph. No, it's not good for the research paper. If you want to have a lot of introduction, just go for the review paper ataupun short review lah. Okay, methodology or experimental materials, okay, catalyst synthesis, catalyst characterization, catalyst reaction, optimization study, product analysis, complete. Okay, this is for SNT, science technology. But for science social, I think you have your own methodology, right? The way you analyze of white ke, statistics ke, kan? The way you analyze, I believe you have your own flow. And when we talk about flow, yes, flow is very, very important. Starting daripada methodology, flow must be aligned with the result and discussion. Kalau for example, you start characterization with the scanning electron microscope, for example. So kalau boleh, if possible, result discussion start with the scanning electron microscope. So that is not like haywire. So readers know, editors know what you are going to discuss. Because normally we need to have like very, very good flow. Okay, very good flow. Sama macam kita prepare the what we call that, research grant proposal, for example, starting daripada problem statement, objective, scope, significant of work, scope of work, sampai lah methodology, semua in a good flow. Maksudnya problem statement pertama, objektif pertama, problem statement kedua, objektif kedua. That's what I'm telling you lah. That's what I mean. So must have in a good flow. Okay, so baru masuk abstract ya, panjang. Sorry panjang sikit. Okay, so this is what we are practicing lah. What we are practicing for the abstract in the past few years back. Normally abstract must have introduction, short introduction like 2 to 3 sentence. Methodology, the best methods, not all the best. Results, the best results. Okay, do not include the do not include what we call that, discussion, only the results, and then conclusion. Okay, so 4 items ni must have in the abstract. Barulah you boleh write a good abstract. Normally kalau kita tengok abstract student ni, dia orang boleh tulis, tapi for the first timer ni, they don't know the structure. And if they know the structure, I think they can write a good abstract. So that's why kalau FYP datang ke student master yang baru nak belajar write abstract, saya beritahu dia 4 benda ni mesti ada: introduction, methodology, result and conclusion or main finding. So after that, they come with a good abstract. Okay, sometimes kita tak perasan. Okay, when we did this, baru kita akan perasan kan. Sometimes we don't notice that. We need to have this for. Okay. So avoid new information that is not presented in the paper, undefined abbreviation of group names, and avoid a discussion, and avoid unnecessary detail about the methods used. No need. Just optimum condition, optimum methods or condition, optimal results. Okay. So this is example. It's already published. Okay. But for my observation lah, for me is not good one lah. But it's okay, it's already published, not my papers. Kat sini dia ada introduction, it's only for introduction. And it has the methodology and result sikit. So tak cukup, tak lengkap. For me it's not, tak puas hati lah. Tak puas hati, it's not. We can do more, we can do more. We can do more. This one also, I think it has the intro, very lengthy methods. Result sikit, no, tiada penutup. Tiada penutup yang cantik, no summary. I think it's not a good, bukan nak cakap good tu, taklah. Cuma kita tak puas hati rasa kan. So we want to go for the higher impact, right? So sampailah kita puas hati. So that's how to write abstract lah. So must have that 4 items. Okay, we go for the introduction. Okay, this is also common. Okay, introduction as an inverted triangle. Okay, moving from the very general to very specific. Daripada paragraph, first paragraph, very general problem, world problem. Okay, normally we read the paragraph tu, world problem lah. Masalah depletion of oil, wastewater treatment, wastewater greenhouse kan, world problem. Second paragraph normally specific sikit. Third paragraph normally apa yang diorang dah previously published before, how they solve that the problem. And the fourth paragraph, even though they have published the solution to solve that problem, but they also have another maybe byproduct ataupun secondary problem. So the last paragraph, how we can solve that secondary problem. That's how I made my introduction lah. So it has the flow. Bukannya kita pump letak everything dekat situ, first paragraph tak bersambung dengan second paragraph and not have a continuity with the third one. No, you must have a triangle, inverted triangle from the background, important, previous research, assumption, and our solution. Our solution here. What is your contribution to the problem? How we can solve that problem? So in the introduction, must have a background, clearly identify the subject, very important one. Previous research, okay, must be included inside. And previous research ni mestilah for 5 years before lah. Do not take from others like 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Sikit-sikit one two okay, because sometimes like we want to acknowledge who are the first person found in certain area, right? First person that search or ataupun publish in certain area. But take 1 to 3, not over than 5 papers. Most of 90% to please find the fresh one. Okay, the latest one. Okay, outline the structure of your papers, citing new research. Okay, biasa. Okay, that's biasa. Tell your story in a good flow. Okay, what is the problem? It's very interesting problem. Okay, apa yang contribute, what is the effect from that problem? Effect tu must have the statistic, must have the numbers, must have involving very important one. Contohnya masalah kehidupan, masalah nyawa akan effect kepada community, for example, effect kepada environment, effect towards the economy, for example, affecting towards the apa lagi the energy, for example kan. So it's have the solution but it's still unsolved. Here is my ideas. So my ideas were detail, put data, analysis, discussion. Here's how my idea compares to others people approach. So ini masuk dekat dalam last 2 point ni masuk dekat dalam result discussion dah. So 1, 2, 3, 4 ni is in the introduction part. Okay. So okay, this is I published in CEJ, Chemical Engineering Journal. Okay. Okay, let's see. We go one by one. That's why I said, this not I'm not taking from other slide presentation, not from other points, from not other researchers' point. This is from my experience publishing. So this is the way how I write introduction. Okay, the first paragraph normally background of the field on the search of alternative fossil fuel ni maksudnya background kita, what else, what the important one you want to discuss in this paper, in your papers, what is the real problem, general problem. And then second paragraph, what recent studies, okay, recent studies reveal that blah blah blah, regarding the palm oil, for example, this one, berapa dia punya statistic production dia, what is the problem when you raise that numbers. So put in the second paragraph. Okay, importance on finding the best catalyst, for example, important of your to find the solution for this problem. Highlight your importance. Masuk dekat third paragraph. The fourth paragraph, the idea of your work. Okay, this is the fourth paragraph. The third paragraph ni normally we put from the previous research paper, how they solve this kind of problem. Okay, mesti dia going to present to you all the best thing from their results. But if you read 2 over than 5 extra papers, you can find there are, of course, dia semua benda tak 100% good. It must have the macam drawbacks. Contoh ada minor error, for example, ataupun ada secondary byproduct macam saya cakap tadi kan. Contohnya you absorb pencemaran air, for example, wastewater. Even you put your, previously they put the absorbents, for example, to absorb the chemicals, to absorb the toxic materials. It's only absorb, right? It's only absorb, but not kill, but not neutralize that compound, not neutralize the toxics. So masa after 5 months, after 1 year, after 2 years, if you not kill that toxic, if not neutralize, you creating the secondary problem, right? So that's where you akan masuk. Your research is very important. Highlight why your research is very important. Highlight it inside your fourth ataupun fifth paragraph. How you solve that. And then cari paper, try to find the paper doing almost 70, 50, 60%, 70% mimic to your what you are going to do. And of course, kalau research ni, if you want to find very novel, tak ada orang buat lagi, itu sangat difficult lah. Itu boleh pergi nature lah, nature punya sangat very new. You are the first person that find these materials. But for the research, like kita hasilkan kapal terbang daripada dulu sampai sekarang, how they develop very good kapal terbang kan. So they have gone through a lot of research and re-innovation. That's why we call it research, not search. So always have the research. Ada problem je buat research. So that's why, of course, you jangan tipu saya, you kata ini finding ni tak pernah ada orang buat lagi. Mungkin ada tapi sangat rare. Normally, of course, it has some experience, some histories lah. Ada orang buat jugalah. Tapi mungkin 60%, mungkin less than 50% tu sama macam you buat. But this is my observation, my experience. If you have another experience, maybe different things with you lah. Okay. And then the last paragraph, put your X factor. What you are going to, your bullet lah, your big bullet, put in the last paragraph in the introduction. The aim of this work was to improve and enhance the efficiency of the supercritical method. Ini contoh ayat saya. Okay, by introducing a stable catalyst. This is my inilah contoh saya punya ayat lah. So go detail on the introduction. Mungkin semua orang ada you already have your own style. Maybe ada yang baru lagi nak belajar cara kan. Sometimes we don't know. You just write and then publish, submit, and then submit. It has the flow. Make sure you read you make sure your flow is very nice. Okay, to increase the quality of your introduction, not only flow. Okay, not only flow, but you put the realistic data. Okay, latest new trend must have the historical phenomena, numbers of death, economic loss, health concern, dealing with numbers, statistic, and over. Okay, international level, not national level only. Okay, go for the international one. Okay, like this one, about the we put some statistic. Okay, reported by United Nations, more than 80% of its water generated. Okay, so put the statistic, put the realistic number. Okay, connect with the real data, connect with the real problem. Maksud saya, bukan you short sendiri buat your own papers within your group, no. Connect with others reported data. Okay, put historical phenomena. Okay, numbers of death, for example. Ini kita tahu, kat sini contohnya. Okay, El Nino event, rise of sea surface temperature was detected 1997, 1998. Even this paper published in 2000, okay, 2000, not mistaken, 2016 or 18 atau 20, late 18, 19, not my mistake. Okay, so even though the statistics all just mungkin boleh untuk to showing that you concern about the others, the big problem outside, okay? Before you go specific to your problem for this research. Put the economic loss, berapa billion, talking about money, talking about health, talking about numbers, statistic, make it suitable for international to read also, not only suitable for Malaysian people but international people also. Okay, dealing with numbers, apa? Put statistic. The same point. Here I put like 700,000 metric tons of PFAD were produced in Malaysia in the same years. Okay, berapa hasil dihasilkan? Waste material berapa yang dihasilkan? Okay, put numbers. Okay, prefer period annually dealing. Okay, involve international national level punya ni lah. So that's how you increase your quality of papers. Okay, this is another one. Okay, health sponsor. Semua benda penting. Even, yelah benda penting lah kan. Pasal nyawa, hidup kan. Living things. Right? If you are from the FSK medics, that's why if journal medics, normally dia punya quality of papers, high impact factors very very high, right? Because they very stress on the quality, the accuracy of the data, because they are dealing with the living things. So that's why numbers kalau jurnal medics yang normally ataupun pharmaceutical ke or sains kesihatan tu, impact factor memang tinggi-tinggi normally. Alright, so yeah, more examples. Okay, more examples. Okay, now that's on the methodology. Okay, now we go to the methodology and experimental. Okay, sometimes kita tak lack of focus on methodology and materials ataupun experimentals. Okay, normally kita ada our secret recipe, right? I understand that. But if you are secret recipe for me, if you are dealing with your work is sponsored by industry, for example, your work is sponsored by other agency, which is they need to patent, they need to preserve, ataupun you have the MOA, you need to preserve your data to that certain industry. So that one you can make it private and confidential, rahsiakan lah. But if you are not dealing with them, ataupun I think for me, I don't have rahsia, okay. Sebab kita in the first place pun kita nak share knowledge. And the first place, like I said before, we want to make sure that our data is accurate and reproducible. Kalau you not giving them, the readers tu, the accurate experimental punya step method, so how they want to reproduce that? Difficult, right? Mesti ada ni. Because this happened to me before. It's very difficult to get one of the catalysts. Sebab most of catalysts tu dah lah tak banyak reference. And that reference also, they have a lot of, private confidential. They're not giving you detail. Unless the best thing I did is I contact the corresponding author, asking them directly why I cannot get the same as you publish in your papers. So sometimes if you have a good luck, you got the response. Sometimes not, mostly not. Mostly you not get any good response from the corresponding author. So that's why for me, I think for me kalau benda tu memang tak perlu dirahsiakan, just put detail as possible lah. But tengok case case by case. Okay, and then your experimental also must have your regulated ataupun standard methods. Okay, you cannot simply say that okay, this is A plus B plus C plus D, this is our menu, our recipe. Because our recipe tu, sometimes we cannot saying that kita punya recipe kita reka sendiri. Of course, ada modification. For me, if they have made modification from other papers, so we take this method has been improved from the previous siapa-siapa blah 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 lah, who from which authors from ni lah. Okay, put some details. Okay, full name of chemical molecular formula purity company, put detail. No need to sorok, no need to make it secret lah. Okay, and then equation, do properly lah. If it involve equation, that's a bonus mark. Tak adalah tulis bosan kan. Asyik tulisan je kan. Paragraph only. Sometimes you need to put equation. Sometimes you need to put formula. Even the formula is very common. Just put formula. And then if this formula is very standard one, put, for example, like this one, European Regulated Procedure. Okay, 14103, for example. And calculated using the following equation. Okay. So we have our own formula, and our formula tu adalah regulated ataupun regulated by the standard procedures. Bukannya formula buat sendiri, no. Okay. Alright, and then even though it's very difficult, I think honestly I saying to you, this one I did it over than I think almost 2 hours to complete this, and it's worth it. Yang ni chemical engineering journal ni, yang ni je first paper. Yang first paper I submit dapat 2 kali correction and terus publish. Sebelum I submit tu, I make sure that all of these things lah, even though it's very difficult to, to make it, but it's worth it. Okay, effort yang you letak tu, diorang boleh nampak sebenarnya. Okay. Bukannya copy paste, copy image and paste in your, no. Okay, because it's pulling down your quality of your papers. Okay, make it by yourself. Like chemical equation, like chemical structure, formula, chemical equation lah normally. Normally the researchers just go for the shortcut. Just copy from the textbook, for example, copy from the other research papers and paste it in your paper. So it's pulling down your quality. Please don't do that. Kalau chemical equation, chemical structure, use a ChemDraw, a lot of software. And if you don't know that, like me, okay, my student is better than me lah, because a lot of software now. So sometimes that software kita tak sempat explore, but our student, they are expert on that. So ask them. Okay, ask their assistant to do it for you. For the formula yang software yang complicated. Okay, use your teams. Co-authors ramai kan? Use your co-authors also. Ask assistant from your co-authors. Okay, like this one properly. Okay, like this one. Ini contoh ini times kan, multiplication. Ini X, not the multiplication. Okay, X, not multiplication. Multiplication ini yang proper one. Ada juga yang degree Celsius. Degree Celsius sangat common. Dia tekan O, okay, small letter O and then subscript. No, that's not degree Celsius. Degree Celsius, go to the symbol. Okay, I'm showing it to you. It's okay, I'm going to show it to you. Okay, go to the symbol, insert symbol over here. Here, all the symbol, go for this. Go for this symbol. Okay. Jangan guna shortcut. Just put your, do not use a shortcut. Okay. Put using the equation. Okay, for example this one. Looks okay kan? Kat mana silap ni? Looks okay, right? But it's wrong. Okay, saya tengok saya dah tahu dah. Okay, ini the best one. Okay, ini betul. Because this one total acid number. Ini dia tulis dia type. Okay, type total acid number. And if you go to the formula, you can type in the formula total acid number, automatically italic. You put this. Okay, this is the correct one. Okay, put the equation number. Okay, do not forget the equation number. Equation number 1, equation number 2. Okay, for this one siap bowl lagi kan. Ni tak selari. No, cannot. Okay, even that small mistake, this is your your first impression. Okay, your first impression before editor read detail on your content. Okay, your first impression must be 100% top. Okay, your figures, your symbols, your flow, your abstract, your ni lah, formula, if involving formula tables, must be top. Okay, on top. Okay, how to make proper equation? I think you all know. Okay, go to the tab kanan tu kan. Click the insert and click the equation or symbols. Okay, use that. Okay, use that. Okay, methodology, masih lagi methodology. Okay, methodology must be brief but comprehensive. Okay, jangan berjala-jala when they are read your experimental, they lost in the in the middle tu, they lost. Apa ni nak buat ni, tiba-tiba tersangkut sambung dengan benda lain. No, please make it your experiment, your methodology brief and comprehensive, as detailed as you can lah. If it not involving any pattern, not involving any other third party, yes, you need to make sure that very detailed one. Okay, now we go to the results and discussion. Okay, so state the main finding, discuss the main result, discuss the implication, analyze the strength, keep things in perspective, citing the source correctly, avoid repetition, be brief and make your point. Ini ni you boleh dapat daripada ChatGPT je. Okay, but now I want to show it to you. What is the real things? Okay, not only this point. Ya, kalau yang point ni you boleh dapat kat ChatGPT, you boleh Google, yes. But when you go detail on the discussion ni, your discussion must be brief and make your point
Yang
clearly.
Ira nak tunjuk data tu kan, Izzat minta data. Izzat minta data
Sorry, Prof.
Okay, sorry. Okay, discussion, do not make it very long. Summarization of your personal discovery because it fundamentally not interesting to the readers. Kalau you ada personal discovery tu, make it short and sharp. Your point must be clear, 2 to 3 sentences dah cukup. And then you support with previous findings. Okay, sebab kita tak boleh short sendiri dalam research ni, kita kena compare. We need to compare with our community of the same field. Okay, saya takut bila kita publish the wrong things. Sebab publisher ni, researcher pun kita boleh buat another paper, like we call it critics paper. Kita boleh critics another paper yang dah publish. Okay, saya pernah baca that paper. Dia critics balik. Sebab bila dia baca tu, it's not aligned dengan dia orang punya research. Dia orang punya research, dia orang pioneer. For example, dia orang pioneer and has a large, vast experience in that field. And then you publish, suddenly you publish quite different dengan dia orang punya, not aligned with their findings. So they can critique your paper. Kalau they found that your paper is not correct, so they can tarik balik. That's what we try to avoid. So that's why in research paper, if you want to go Q1, Q2, make sure your data is very consistent with other findings also, better, align with others, okay, and not other comparison with others also. Okay, the first draft, okay, like for this one, reviewers or readers not interested to read. Kenapa? Sebab it's not focused, okay, ataupun messy, not in good flow. Kalau you baca ni, dia flow dia repetition. Ini surface area, right? Di surface area, ada lagi surface area. Bawah ni pun talking about surface area, bawah ni pun talking about surface area. But the reason behind that, the fundamental, the scientific knowledge, scientific aspect on that, tak ada. Kenapa reason dia surface area tu tinggi, kenapa, apa yang ada, what type of the pore type 1 ke 2 ke 3 ke up to 6, tak ada explain. Okay, not in good flow, need a reference. Reference pun tak banyak. Kalau kita find reference over here, only one reference saja. Okay, not enough lah. Basically you need to have more. Okay. And the second draft, now the results now, result in BET now, we represented in the table form. Okay, and apa yang dah ada kat table form ni jangan tulis balik. Okay, do not write again in the table form. You just summarize the table form. Jangan tulis balik data-data dia. Kecuali yang the highest one and the lowest one. Yang tu you boleh. Normally kita practice macam tu. This is realistic punya talking ya. I'm saying the realistic things. Saya tak nak saying that semuanya apa tu over promise ke apa ke, no. This is realistic, apa yang orang practice. Okay, normally kalau the highest one kita letak, the lowest one pun kita letak sebab we want to compare, I want to discuss. But in the middle tu no need to put a specific. For this one, like this one, I make it inflow, yang mana lebih tinggi is a good one, the least one, okay, less. So just summarize from this table. Okay, again, apa yang ada dalam table ni, no need to write again, just you summarize it. Okay, and then put apa tu, your discussion must be scientific discussion, not the general discussion. Contohnya macam surface area ni, mungkin you kata surface area ni because of the second you are doping with other material, make it is blocking the pores. It is a very general one, kita dah tahu. Okay, tapi the scientific one, we want to have a scientific punya reason. And then the reason here, kalau you perasan, this is discussion and this is reporting. Okay, this is report from the table, and below here is the discussion on that table, the reason, and here is the, okay, this is still discussion from our findings. So this is conclusion. But here I'm putting also the references. The good one is you have another one, previous findings daripada paper lain, from the previous reported paper. Not yours pun tak apa, other research paper pun tak apa. To support your finding of here, because you are stating your discussion, right? You are stating the discussion over here, and you put in the summarize, and you put your discussion as your summarize tu must align dengan paper lain juga. Ataupun you can write over here, you can write these findings is in good agreement with Lokman et al. 2024, for example. In their report, they are stating that this material also can increase the surface area, blah blah blah. That's example. Okay, this is want to increase the quality of your paper. Bukannya you discuss your own data juga, tapi you discuss your own data tu, you need to compare with other previous data juga. Okay, also from the previous papers also. Okay, yeah. Okay, this also from my papers. Okay, so this is what I'm said in the first 5 minutes. Okay, what is the difference between research paper and also a report? Okay, normally kalau kita download conference proceeding ke apa ke, normally diorang minta maaf saya cakap, dia lebih kepada tend to category as a report. Okay, maksud I mean report here is something like this. Okay, your reports, your findings, ini kan, ini conclusion, ini daripada paper saya juga, reporting. I'm reporting my finding from this figure 7 ni. So when I increase the catalyst, for example, the film yield or conversion increase. And this one I increase the time, the conversion also increase. Okay, temperature, I increase temperature, the yield also increase. Methanol increase the methanol ratio, the yield also increase. Okay, what I'm saying just now is about what you are telling them your parameter, and you are telling them your findings, your observation, your data. That's reporting. For me, that's reporting. But for the scientific research paper, besides that reporting, you must support with the analyzing, discussion, and explanation. Okay, with what? With this kind of mechanism. Okay, macam mechanism ni. Okay, this kind of mechanism. And also, not only this mechanism, even though in the discussion also, you discuss scientifically what happened during the reaction process tu. Okay, you increase the catalyst loading, for example. Ini contoh saya. You increase the numbers of your pom boleh ubah your condition. Salah temperature ke, pressure ke, concentration, whatever, and you found that there's a increase the rate of reaction increase. Why? You need to know, you need to ask you why. why when you increase this material is increasing, when you increase the time is increasing, when you increase the temperature is increasing. Of course, it's you pernah belajar during your degree ataupun you pernah belajar about the endothermic, about the exothermic, right? About the, kalau we talk about the methanol ratio, about the ratio between the reactant and also the solvent, the stoichiometric ratio, about the reversible reaction, about what is going to attack, nucleophilic attack or electrophilic attack. So that's how, what is the research, scientific research paper is about. Okay, not only you are telling what happened during the reaction, what is happening, what is from your observation. No, you put the analyzing, detail analyze, detail discussion, detail explanation, and your explanation also must be support by others. Kalau kat sini, lepas saya explain what happened, okay, scientifically, fundamentally, or theoretically, I put another paper to support my claim. Kita tak adalah explain, kita shock sendiri kan. Maksudnya, explanation kita ni good agreement atau align with other reporting papers juga. Right. So must confirm that. Okay, must confirm with other reporting papers. Saya takut bila kita explain too much, at the end what we are going to explain tu tak betul. No. Kalau boleh, we need to avoid that. We need to avoid that scenario. We need to make sure that before you publish it, make sure your data, your explanation, your discussion, your mechanism, for example, this is correct. Okay. And if you don't know that, this is for student. For I believe for the researchers, for the lecturers, they have a lot of resources where to find the good, the correct data, the correct one. But for the student, you may ask your supervisor ataupun you may ask the experts. Okay, discussion. Okay, still lagi dalam bidang, dalam konteks discussion, avoid the repetition. Avoid the repetition. And because bila kita ada repetition, normally our discussion tu monotonous. Okay, monotonous. Kita nampak discussion tu tak ada cerita yang cantik. Daripada beginning terus up, naik, terus maintain on top. Okay. Like BET tadilah, contoh macam surface area. Daripada first sentence about the surface area, first catalyst. Second sentence about the second catalyst. Third sentence, third catalyst. Very boring punya discussion. Please avoid the boring discussion. Avoid the repetition. Okay. And also, discussion also must keep things in perspective. Okay. Think positively. And if your data is negative, make your data positive. I know sometimes your data tu tak bagus lah. Tapi kita find, bukan manipulate data, no. But we are try to find, because we are researchers. I know you have your reason. Kalau negatif tu kenapa? Okay, find the greatness of that weaknesses. Okay, find the good things about that low finding, for example. Mungkin catalyst tu tak sesuai, catalyst tu need to have another condition maybe. Okay, keep things perspective. Jangan tiba-tiba memang your data is not good but you try to write it in a good way. No, bukan itu maksud saya. If your data is not good, telling your data is not good, bukan telling your data is not good, just stating your data and put the reason why, scientific reason. Okay, because that reason itu adalah benda yang penting. That's a plus point for other readers, for other researcher. Okay. Dr. Liana, can I get take
Yes.
about 5 minutes?
Boleh sangat doktor, boleh.
Boleh doktor?
In between,
Restroom.
sekejap ya. Sekejap. Ya, boleh doktor.
Okay, okay. I left Okay, can you see my slide?
Yes, okay. Di YouTube pun sama. Boleh doktor?
Right, thank you. Sorry sorry to all. Take a few minutes to refresh me. All right, so we are continue with table and also figures. So just now, just a slightly several tips lah for the discussion. Right now, we go for the table and figures because for me, when you want to submit, the first success is you are completing your draft. Okay, when you complete the draft, that's the first success. The second success when you submit the draft. Okay, the third success when editor assign your papers to the reviewers. Okay, and the fourth success adalah when reviewer return back with the minor or major comments. Dah ada 4 success dah kat situ. And the last one adalah publish lah. This a total success. That's why for me, to tackle the editors, you need to have very good impression of your papers, right? Okay, you need to have a very good impression of your papers. So in terms of there are 0 technical error, there are 0 grammatical error if possible lah. And then the novelty is clear. Okay, table, figures, symbols, formula, equation, all at the top. Okay, so now it's about table and figure. Ramai yang when we discuss about table figure, it's a very simple one, right? Or looks like macam take for granted lah. However, this is also important. This is also important. Using text to describe everything can be boring. Okay, might not help you put your results or data across as effectively as a table or figure. So what I explained just now from the previous slides, how I turn one discussion into one table, and the discussion now become a specific scientific discussion on that table. That's what I mean. Okay, use the table if presenting the experimental results. Okay, visualization when you compare experimental results with a theory or previous results. Okay, put the visual. Okay, when you compare the experimental result or compare the discussion data, okay, not necessarily you can compare in the text discussion. Letakkan comparison dekat figure ataupun table juga. Okay, I'm going to show it to you the examples. And then do not duplicate the information you have covered elsewhere in the manuscript. And quick tips, do not use crowded plot limit 3 to 4 figures in one set. One set maksudnya adalah figure 1 ada A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Ada certain journals ni, they have their own maximum limit for numbers of figures and numbers of table. Let's say they allow only about 6 to 7 figures only. And then you have a lot of data, so you can mix them in one figures. Like a discussion, for example, you can mix like BET and FSAM, for example, right? Which is can complement each other. The data can complement each other. Or HRTEM, HRTEM, highly resonance, transmission electron microscope, and XRD, for example. So it's complement each other. However, jangan letak terlalu banyak. Okay, and make it your figures too small. It's not good. Okay, choose the right axis label and also scale. Symbol very clear and avoid long boring table. Okay, kalau long boring table ni biasa dekat review paper. Okay, review paper memang kita sedia maklum. We well aware that a lot of table of comparison. That's for the review paper. But for the research paper, no, you cannot find any long table lah normally. Okay, so table must be concise and experimentation must have the plus minus. Okay, plus minus I mean standard deviation lah, error. error punya value. Okay, plus minus. Okay, must have that standard deviation. And then what else? Kat sini, okay. The formatting of the table also, please do read the formatting of the journals, because every journals it has their own format, especially Q1, Q2 papers. So you just imagine they receive thousands of papers yearly. Okay, so they have a like special issue. They have their own limitation in term of your editors. Okay, numbers of editor pun tak ramai, nak kata thousands of papers. So that's why I said you must impress the editor supaya editor tu boleh pass your paper to the reviewer. Kalau your papers dah sampai when you submit, it will not reach the editor's expectation. Contoh macam value pun tak ada plus minus, table also ada very common table kan, not very common table lah. I mean ada formatting pun not correct, not according to the journal punya format. Memang dia totally reject at the first place. They saying that not reaching their standard yet. Because if they accept, a lot of things need to do. Okay, then they suggest you another journals lah. And of course another journals tu open access lah biasanya. Open access yang berbayar. Okay, yang open access dengan referred apa tu subscription nanti saya cerita kemudian. Which one? I believe ramai juga yang tanya ni nak tahu. And for your, this is disclaimer for me, 70 to 80% of my published paper is free. Jarang saya publish paper yang dekat berbayar, sebab saya pernah publish sebelum ni bayar sampai 7-8 ribu, rasa tak puas hati. Baik saya bayar dekat student saya kan. That's what. Tapi dia ada weakness and advantage lah. Kalau open access senang untuk orang access, senang untuk orang download, and easy to increase the impact factor ataupun number of citation. However, kalau you tengok community of the researchers, normally they in the institution, and institution they subscribe certain journals, right? So just use that peluang yang ada lah kita dekat institution. Most of the research also institution, they can even yang kena beli pun diorang boleh download easily now. Okay, SRF, SRD. Okay, so that's on the table, must have standard deviation, and your data also must compare with the standard data. For example, this one, this is from my papers. Okay, this is my this is my product punya properties. This one, this is my product punya properties. This is standard. I compare with the commercialized petroleum punya properties, and I compare with the standard ESTM standard regulating and acceptable limits for this product. So that's how you are telling them your product is good and within the range of acceptable limits. Bukannya putting some data, putting some value, but we don't know is this value valid, or is this value can be commercialized. But if I comparing with the commercialized one, yeah, it's not argue anymore. Okay, and then the presentation of the tables, like macam silly mistakes, ini saya biasa tengok because researchers also have, because I check a lot numbers of research paper from the other journals also request me assign me as the reviewer, right? So most of the reviewer I can ni lah, kita boleh identify lah normally, is it good journal, is it or not good journal, ataupun high quality journal. Biasanya less quality bukan kata tak ada quality tapi kurang sikit lah. Biasa formatting apa semua tu pun sama juga. So this one, inconsistent decimal number, it is silly mistake. Jangan. Yang penting kita nak attention from the editor, and editor don't want to see this. Reviewer pun, saya sendiri pun sakit mata tengok. Okay, like formula, tiada formula, ataupun unit, no units over here. Inconsistent font size. Okay, kejap 12, kejap 11 kan. Ada juga table 4 punya caption table dekat bottom. Nampak sangat lah baru nak belajar buat paper. Please consult with your experts, with your team first. Okay, wrong table style. Mana ada orang publish table tegak-tegak line-line macam ni. Even this is very common one, but for me, this is the first indicating your quality of the paper. Okay. Creative figure and presentation. Okay. Use software to improve figure, become more eye-catching. Takes time to prepare, but it works. Yes, it works. Okay, kalau you perasan nowadays there's a lot of AI. And the trend now, if we download or searching from the search engine, the good paper, they have very excellent figures. Very, very beautiful figure. Macam 3D lah. Macam AI, Artificial Intelligence punya image. So utilize that. That's your bonus point there. Okay, utilize that. Showing that you bukan main-main. This is very good. Ada yang in molecular punya structure, the 3D image, very good. Okay. Use figures must be creative. Kalau something like this ni, ini old figure. Ini daripada paper juga ni, paper saya juga I think. Old one. Ini 10 years, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, yes. But currently, I think there are more better version than this. Okay. In terms of the projecting atau presenting the table, presenting the image, this one mapping image from the SAM, right? Like this one. This is just copy and you crop the index and you paste on the HR10 mapping image. So I think you can plot by yourself by using Excel or by using the easy plot and put it here. Do not use copy paste. I know it's easier for you, but it's not good quality. Okay, do not use copy paste. If a graph plot by yourself using easy plot, using any kind of software that you scientific one lah. Okay, present more examples, present an interesting figures to illustrate the reaction. Okay, like this one. Okay, figures ni. Our catalyst. What is the compounds that react? Your catalyst here is breaking the compound to nitrogen and hydrogen. Okay. Okay, put the real image also, the real sample, your real sample. Do not afraid to put your real sample. Kalau you ada gambar your materials using your iPhone 16, iPhone 15, very clear one kan, put it. Make the small studio in your lab. Okay, make the small studio for taking the picture. Mini studio. Okay. For taking picture only, put the necessary lighting, everything to make your image good quality. Okay. Alright. More figures. Okay. Okay. Examples lagi. Okay, this is on the graphical abstract. Also important, graphical abstract. And one more thing, for graphical abstract, I've noticed ramai dia ambil, okay, just taking one of their figures as the graphical abstract. Please do not practice that way, because graphical abstract is representing the whole idea. Okay, representing the whole idea. And please do not take your figures as your graphical abstract. Okay. Okay, this is what the example what I mean. In the one figure, you can combine each other. Like this one, okay, like this one, FISM image, this is HR10, this is HR10, we can see the arrangement of atom, and this is, we can compare with the SRD curve, and you can put the SRD curve also here to compare the hash spacing and also the arrangement of atom to complement each other. We can put in the one figures. Okay, and use fundamental approach. Like this one, this is not my expertise. This is from my friend's expertise, also expert in DFT, density functional theory. Because my research is more to the like applied. Okay, applied. So kita jarang masuk kepada like theory, fundamental theory in term of electron, band gap, right? That's a more theory. And basically, to make your paper is more solid, data solid, your applied, okay, your data that you got from your experimentation in the lab, you compare with the theoretical data. This is from the software, theory software. Okay, the bank gap. Use your experts, your friends experts. Okay, the presentation of the data. Okay, the presentation of the data, make sure this is new kind of presentation. Jangan tiru paper-paper lama, tiru paper-paper yang baru. Macam mana how they presenting their data. So jangan tiru, tiru biji 100% same. No, just modify a little bit. Okay. Okay. So this is like illustration. Okay. More. Okay. More image like discussion. Like I said, you must add up, make it, put some icing to the cake with the like this equation. And it's not enough with this equation. With this equation, saya boleh discuss. But untuk attract the reader's eyes tu, we think to reproduce this equation ni to this kind of the mechanism. Okay. Benda sama je, this one and this one, the same things. However, the presentation to make your paper is a wow factor. Okay. More tips. This is we come out to the ending lah. Okay. To make your manuscript look awesome. Okay. Another one. In order to make your works looks good or fantastic, I have to make a comparison. You have to make a comparison with other reported data. Okay. For this one, for example, this present study, this is my paper also. I compare with the previous study. Okay. Put dalam discussion, saya letak terus. Okay, this is my study, present study. This is the others reported study. So the value over here. And this value you tak discuss pun orang boleh tahu your reaction is better than previous one. Okay. Comparison with other study like this one, reference banyak lagi ya, reference this present study from other study. Okay. Present study over here from literatures. Like this is another step how you want to show to the editor that your data you're finding better ataupun improving from the previous. I like to say improving lah. Nak kata better and make other data not good, no. Just improving. Improving from the previous. We re-innovate the previous one. Okay, compare your segment discussion with previous report. Again, tadi just now in the table, in the figures. Okay, this one in the discussion, in the paragraph. Okay, put it to support your agreement. Okay. Second tactic, compare result with commercial material ataupun commercialized product. Okay, compare. These tactics really work. This is a sign that your research was success and also could influence the readers and reviewers. Okay, like for this one, okay, I put gasoline, diesel, okay. Put comparison with others, okay. Put comparison with the commercial one, like this one. This is from the previous slide. Okay, this is my findings, my product. This is from the commercial petroleum. This is from the standard acceptable limit. Okay, I know there's a lot of disappointing things. Kalau you listen from the up from the first slide until now, banyak sentuh in term of art of the publication, how you going to publish. In term of content, you are experts in your content. Okay, because every field is different. But in term of art of publication, skill of publication, some give a good value, high value to your research papers. Okay, common error in writing scientific manuscript, spelling mistake, simple sentence. Okay, simple groups names, decimal point. Biasa ini kan very common kan, very common. But me as a reviewer, memang very frequent lah. Even though they publishing in high Q1, Q2 papers, but still have a lot of this. So kalau point, if I'm going to check review other papers, the first thing I check the technical one, is it reaching the standard of Q1 or not? If not, yeah, just write to the editor and maybe you can put the major comments. Okay, so that's on the publishing. Well, that's on the preparing the high quality papers, and this is to increase more another stage of the quality of your papers. If you are citing other figures or table from other papers, there are ethics way how to get the permission to reproduce that figures ataupun table properly. Biasanya kalau yang ini for the review paper or systematic review paper. But ada juga I found there are few introduction ataupun in the discussion part they use another papers to support their findings by using another figures. Okay, this is for my practice. I put some, if let's say I took this from other research paper, figure 2, I'm not stating the owner of the paper like authors and year only, but I'm also saying that reproduced by permission of Gani Ita ataupun reproduced by permission of the energy conversion and management ataupun you punya publisher. So how to get the permission? That's the way. That's the saya tahu ramai yang tahu, mungkin ada juga yang just want to know how. Basically it has, when you search the document, the papers, it has over here on the right side over here, get rights and content. Just click over here. Just click over here. Okay, I'm going to show it to you. Kalau kita ada masa. Okay, for example, this one. This is my paper, just publish it. Just publish it, systematic review. Okay. So go get rights and content, just click over here. Okay, for example, you want to publish, you want to prepare a paper, right? And then you want to cite one of the, okay, let me download this paper. Go register, is free. CCC rights link, okay, go register, is free. Okay, for example, you want to cite these figures ataupun these figures, okay, figure 4 from this paper, you go to this paper, okay, from this paper, you will click get rights and content, okay, welcome to rights link, register and login, make selection, just go here, reuse medical clinic reprints, journal presentation, promotion, thesis, course. Ni, reuse in a journal. Okay, just click over there, reuse in a journal. Okay. I would like to reuse journal apa kan? I am researcher, for example. Accreditation Institute. Would like to use figures. Okay. Elsevier. This is from Elsevier. To use figure ataupun table or illustration, make selection, electronic. Lama. Yeah. Okay, figure, my number of figures. Okay. Number of figure tadi, figure 4, for example. Just put figure 4 here. Figure 4. Electronic, okay. I'm author of this SB article. Kalau bukan your paper, click no. Kalau your paper, you click yes. Okay, we'll be translating no. Okay. No, not translating. Just directly crop from that figures. Okay, quick price. My currency is, okay, put USD. Okay, mesti you takut kan kena bayar. Tengah quick price. Oh, dia tak bagi nama figure. Okay, 4 je. Okay. $0.00 It's free. Okay, it's free. Just click continue. Okay, title of new article, masukkan your papers, article, your lead author siapa, kalau your name, put your name, title of targeted journal, kalau energy conversion, you put energy conversion, publisher, if Elsevier, is Springer, publisher in print, expected publication date, just continue, click continue and it will give you one certificate, okay, certificate and you save that certificate. So meaning that you got your permission to reproduce that figure 4. Okay. So you can write over here, reproduce by permission by journal apa. Ataupun by author tersebut lah. Alright. So that's how we can get properly to get the citation of figures to cite the figures. Okay. Sometimes dia tak ada get rights and content. Kalau in that case, you just go, you have the email corresponding, you go email to the corresponding author. Or kalau corresponding author not response to you, you go email to the editor of that journal. Okay. And put some details. Okay. And then this is how you choose the right journal for submission. Okay, I think this one everyone know. You can use journal finder. Okay, journal finder, you go to the journal finder, you put the paper title, you put the abstract, keyword, and you just click find journal, and give you a lot of lists, numbers of the potential journal which is related to your field of research. Ada site score, impact factor, acceptance rate, okay, time to first decision pun semua ada. All maklumat. Sama dia open access or subscription. Kalau dia ada goal over here, OA, that's open access. Kalau OA only, that's open access only. But if it has two, open access and submission, the grey color over there, so that's mean it has two option. Somebody you nak go free or berbayar. Okay, and another techniques how to choose the right journals. Just put your keyword in the Science Direct and tengok, try to search and go search the journals yang first page yang keluar. Dia ada banyak page, right? The first page. Sebab keyword tu mesti related with your ni. And then sebab now we want to tackle Q1, Q2. And most of the paper Q1, Q2 ni dia dekat first page, second page of when you search journals. Okay, normally dekat first page and second page. So try to go look dekat journal mana they publish. Okay, that's another way lah. Ini manual lah, classical method sikit lah. Okay, then when you already choose your paper, your journals, dah ada targeted, another things before you submit, okay, need to double check your formatting, technical part, citation, reference, copyright if needed, line number if needed, proofread. Proofread important. Okay, but for me, kalau dulu-dulu, I tend to go for proofread first. But right now, I little bit ada confidence sikit. I'm directly directly submit. When we get the comment, barulah ada comment tu minta hantar proofread, baru kita pergi proofread lah. Bila you ada that confident level lah. Kalau you tak confident in your English, I think you can go for proofread punya service first lah. Okay, example of cover letter. Okay, over here kita ada cover letter. Right now, cover letter ni dulu quite difficult juga. Need to learn with the supervisors, right? But right now, I think you can just ChatGPT pun can help you. They can produce ni lah. But jangan guna ChatGPT untuk write your papers. Only use ChatGPT to assist you to write the papers. Okay, that's good. Jangan salah gunakan lah. Okay, AI pun kita tak boleh nafikan dia punya kelebihan dia. Okay, tak boleh nafikan. We need to always updated kan. So use them in a good way, not the wrong way. Okay. Okay, submission of the research paper. Okay, yang ni common, I think you can learn. I think you already know. So I just because this is macam whole my presentation on the submission paper. Okay, when you submit, you expecting editor will pass through your manuscript to the reviewer, right? But sometimes tak ada luck, editor tengok quality tak capai, dia reject awal-awal. Okay, don't worry. Okay, resubmit, improve and resubmit balik. Okay, resubmit ada another journal lah dengan journal yang sama, ataupun kalau you confident nak pergi journal yang sama pun okay, but make sure you improving apa yang dia nak. Okay, normally they return back to you, they have a comment, right? So you improve based on that comment. Okay, for this one, like I got the major revision here. Okay, this is kind of, ni 2019 lagi, dah lama saya ambil ni Okay, ada yang terbaru juga. Okay, just want to show you how I respond to editor review and reviewers comments on the manuscript lah. Okay, how to respond to them. We have extract back all the comments and put response over here. Sometimes generally they want you to put in the table form, and if they not give you any format, for me I less comfortable to do this way lah. Comment from the reviewer, first reviewer, comment first, respond first. Second comment, second response. Third comment, third response. Okay, this is another one. Okay, reviewer always right, yet somehow they also wrong. Ini selalu saya dapat soalan ni. Sometimes reviewer yang dapat pun bukannya betul-betul kita punya bidang, mungkin lah. Tapi biasa chance dia rendah lah. But how to respond that? Sometimes the comment is not good, ataupun kita tahu because we did this experiment. We know we have experienced how many years in this field. Sometimes they ask their question is out from the ni kan. So how to respond that in a good way? Okay. Yes, I know. Review are always right, but sometimes they also wrong lah. Okay, how to use? I practice over here. Just say thanks. Okay, just say thanks for their comment. However, kita based on our knowledge, based on our readings, you support your punya segment, you put your segments, and then you put your support. Support ni, I mean your support daripada paper lain. Okay, this result, for example here, this result was compared and confirmed with works done by researchers others. Okay, you put senarai paper-paper yang publish sama dengan you. Walaupun dia salah, komen dia salah, tapi you boleh ni. Sebab as a professional reviewer, they accept if they wrong. Okay, but in a good way lah. We need to respond in a good way. Thank you politely, responding politely. Thank you for the comment. But based in our knowledge and our readings, numbers of papers have been produced and discussed on this matter. However, they have in a good agreement with our finding is a good agreement with their findings. So letakkan semua. Kalau ada 5, kalau ada 10. Okay, letakkan semua. That's your bullet, your defense. How you defend your statement. Okay. Okay. Okay, and then sometimes kalau ada comments yang perlukan major revision, I likely to apa yang you revise dekat dalam you punya manuscript, you copy, you masukkan dekat dalam response. This is my response and this is what I have revised, and put line and page number also. Copy daripada revise statement yang you ubah tu, masukkan dalam response to the reviewer. Okay, this is the good way. Kita nak menyenangkan reviewer supaya dia tak tercari-cari dekat mana kita buat, where we did the correction, right? Okay, this is how you revise your proposal lah. Sometimes there are two ways. Sometimes journals, they request you, Q1, Q2, they request you to use the track changes punya software in the Word. And sometimes they freely give you, dia tak specific, ask you to use the track change. So if not specific, just highlight where is the changes. Any minor changes you put, highlight it. Okay, highlight all the changes, table, figures, all ni. Kalau banyak lah. And this is another way. Journals specifically request you to use the track changes. Okay, revision using the track change, because it's easier for the reviewer also, because they can see the history, apa yang kita dah buat. You just go to the review atas ni, review, and switch on the track changes. So any kind of revision, editing to your previous original manuscript, it will show it to you. Previously apa yang you dah delete, apa yang you make the correction, what have editing that you make, siapa For example, this one, this is Salma Izati. This is my student who are the first author for this paper, and I'm the corresponding author. So the first macam yang technical part, I ask my student to learn how. So give them exposure how to correct, because this is the learning process. This is where we learn a lot. Okay, where we learn a lot during this time. So, and also when reviewer look at this and when editor look at this, they know that our co-authors also play an important role, also contribute for this paper, not only Lokman sahaja. All correction tu made by Lokman, tapi co-authors tu hanya letak je. So itu pun not good. But if we ada track changes, so all the track changes, all the history, all the changes made, recorded. Okay. Summarizing from all useful tips. Okay, semua ni adalah yang tadilah yang saya ni. I don't think we need to go detail on this. Okay, take away tips. Read 2 3 related research papers a week. Sometimes saya tak sempat pun nak chief, tapi itulah kita punya cita-cita tu kan, kita kena letak. We need to put it. Even though sometimes nak dapatkan 2 pun susah, tapi kena. Every weekly tu at least 1 2 kena baca. And you baca recent papers, not the previous paper. Recent paper, you download it. Okay, need to make sure you always have paper in revision. This is I practice. And saya pun inform juga pada my colleagues juga. You must make sure dekat dalam you punya bakul revision tu always ada. Ikutlah dekat mana jurnal-jurnal mana pun, tapi sentiasa ada in revision punya proses ataupun reviewing proses. Jangan kalau sometimes macam daripada bulan 1, bulan 5 ada revision, lepas tu rejected, bulan 6 tak ada dah revision. Jangan biarkan kosong. At least you submit tempat lain, make sure sentiasa ada in revision. Make sure benda tu, momentum tu always there. Okay. Okay, create time for research every day, create a good circle, not waiting for good one. Ni also good advice also. Good advice for you also, create a good circle, not waiting for a good one. Okay, normally kita dapat advice, okay, pergi duduk dalam good circle. Sometimes kita punya circle ni kita kena create our own circle, okay. Kita kena dominant sikit lah untuk create. Bukan nak kata dominant sangat, no lah. Just maybe dekat kalau kita borak-borak kosong, we discuss about research, we discuss about papers, we telling them. Jangan ada rahsia. Kita works together kan, works in the team. Telling them. Invite them to join also. Not working alone lah, not working alone. Okay. Alright, so networking, very important for you guys because to publish, you need to have a grant. You need to have a data, you need to have a student. Bukannya publish, fikir nak publish dekat jurnal yang berbayar je. For me, jurnal bayar tu, jurnal tak bayar tu is not a big problem lah. Sebab kita ada banyak option yang tak berbayar sebenarnya. Yang problem utamanya adalah grant. Grant tu sebab untuk dapatkan grant yang penting untuk kita bayar student, untuk kita bayar chemical. For the science technology, SNT for me is very important. That's why I have a lot of macam few years back tu kita pergi industri like this one, kita visit industry, my teams, go pergilah tebalkan muka pergi industri, invite them to come to the faculty, invite them to see the reactors and invite them to see what we have, jual kita punya expertise lah to them. And this is from Dinas, okay, email them. Okay, this is from the Petronas, PRSB. Okay, this from the Universiti also, I bring my research to the Universiti also, to the Penang and IBM. Okay, to this one also from Universiti. Also, we have from the Pakistan. So invite this one professors from the Pakistan to come here because basically I know him. He doing some visit in Malaysia, another university I know, and I directly contact him. Please come visit my lab, my team, meet with my students, meet with my teams to get some motivation, to get some inputs ataupun networking. Right? We go to the Petronas Sungai Udang to find some opportunities over there. Bring up, pergi take that experience because from this kita akan dapat experience yang banyak lah. And networking also, networking. And also when we publish, do not forget to celebrate. Okay, acknowledgement to all my students. Kita memang selalu banyak makan-makan. Kalau saya ni memang banyak makan-makan. kita pergi camping, kita pergi trips, okay, makan, gambar makan je banyak sini celebrating, okay, kita pergi camping lah, main camping pun seronok. Kalau dengan saya punya team dekat FSG ni, Fakulti Sains Applied Science, kita pergi riding, okay, naik motosikal, buru je pergi naik sampai ni. So this is all the celebration sebab in the stress, kita tahu kerja pun stress, lab pun stress, so
Yes,
need
kena ada
to
reward
reward
kan.
ourselves. Yeah, need to reward ourselves. So this is our team's punya reward lah. Okay, Azliyana. Okay, Ratana, I think saya ambil
Alright.
masa lama sangat saya rasa.
No, bestnya.
Thank you so much.
Alright. Thank you very much, Dr. Lokman, for the very, very truthfully insightful and inspiring session untuk kali ni. So, I nampak your sharing ni is more your personal experience, betul? Your own testimony kan? On publishing this high impact.
Yes. This is all my true experience lah, real experience.
Right, sorry. So before we continue to Q&A session, allow me to give you, the floor to someone very special today. Ladies and gentlemen, we are truly honored to be joined our today. Professor Dr. Teknologi Asma Awal, our Director of Research Nexus UiTM ReNeU. So Prof, your leadership and support have always been a driving force behind our research ecosystem, right? So we here deeply grateful for your presence today. We would be honored to be here a few words from you, Prof. So with that, I invite you, Prof. Dr. Teknologi Asma Awal, to deliver her remarks. So Prof, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Azliyana. Thank you also to Dr. Lokman, Associate Professor Dr. Lokman. Sebenarnya saya ringkas saja. I have to focus on our PIs, PI number 51 to PI number 59. If I'm not mistaken, we are focusing on research publication. Jadi matlamat Jabatan Pendidikan dan Inovasi jelas untuk meningkatkan lagi. Tahun 2025 we have to achieve 1030 if I'm not mistaken on Q1 or high impact publication. Jadi untuk mencapai strategi tersebut, JPI perlu memastikan adanya inisiatif, bukan inisiatif baru tetapi inisiatif berterusan untuk melihat kelompok yang kita panggil sebagai leading researcher supaya boleh mendapat mentor yang hebat. Salah seorang daripada yang kita jemput hari ini, Prof. Mahdia Dr. Lokman. Tugasan hakiki banyak tetapi pengalaman, cabaran dan juga kejayaan itu kita cuba rekodkan supaya kita sama-sama, termasuk saya sendiri, cuba mendapat sebanyak 1,000 Q1 publication for this year. Dan untuk itu ReNeU akan melaksanakan bengkel 3 kali kepada 3 kelompok sasaran, iaitu SNT yang pertama. SNT bertarikh 28-29 Mei, kemudian bagi Social Science pada 11-13 Jun, manakala bagi Arts and Humanities pada 15 hingga 17 Julai. 17-18 Julai itu kita ada. Jadi kita cuba bahagikan kepada 3 kumpulan niche yang besar, iaitu SNT, Social Science and Art and Humanities. Jadi kita cuba jemput juga top 2% scientist, termasuklah Dr. Lokman, supaya pengalaman tu senang sikit. Kita nak canai jadikan sesuatu penulisan yang dia macam real life, real story, happy menulis kan Dr. Lokman. Dia tak ada istilah kata tak boleh. Jadi kalau pada hari ni semua yang hadir, pengurusan fakulti, cawangan, dalam masa kita menyediakan inisiatif PI 51, kita juga memikirkan PI 139 di mana apabila kita cuba juga pada 5 November yang akan datang adalah penutup kepada CSSR 2025. Jadi saya mengambil peluang memaklumkan kepada semua, Q1 paper yes, proceeding berindeks, bermaksud bagi CSSR tahun ini kita cipta sedikit fokus kita kepada pendidikan. Bermaksud dalam data yang kita kenal pasti daripada semua kumpulan penyelidik 8,862, kita masih lagi kekurangan lebih kurang 1,200 penulis penerbitan, maka kelompok ini kami akan sasarkan kepada kelompok penerbitan proceeding bertemakan pendidikan di dalam CSSR. InsyaAllah kita akan pastikan semua PTJ fakulti dan cawangan menghantar kepada kumpulan pensyarah yang tidak menulis. Jadi kita akan klusterkan kepada track PDP supaya semua berakhir kepada GRU 2025 ini Dr. Lokman, tidak ada seorang pun terkecuali daripada menulis. Jadi insyaAllah, jadi ReNeU memberi pemakluman awal supaya semua PTJ bersedia dengan beberapa inisiatif secara kolektif, insyaAllah. So itu saja daripada pejabat JPI. Saya mewakili kumpulan pentadbir di Jabatan Pendidikan dan Inovasi mengucapkan terima kasih kepada penceramah utama kita dan juga saya serah kembali kepada moderator.
Okay, thank you so much. Alhamdulillah, terima kasih Prof. Asma. Okay, hey Dr. Lokman, a very quick Q&A session boleh ya?
Yeah.
Boleh sekejap lagi? Boleh?
Boleh, insyaAllah. Okay.
Okay. So dekat dalam YouTube live, kita ada a few questions tapi saya akan choose juga lah the best sebab most of the audience kan doktor, dia request for the slide.
Oh. Alright. Okay. Kena copyright ni slide ni sebab banyak request
Itulah.
saya. Okay. It's okay.
So macam mana doktor? Is it?
InsyaAllah boleh. Nanti saya pass
maksudnya nanti
pada
doktor
Dr. Azliyana ya.
select dulu. Yes,
Okay.
nanti kita akan pass bersama. Alright.
Yeah.
Next question, Dr. Lokman mohon pandangan mengenai jurnal Q1 Q2 yang berbayar dan free. If possible, I need the best tip to plan my manuscript. Dia nak berbayar dan free. Tapi ada mention tadi kan doktor?
Itulah. Subjektif juga soalan tu. Berbayar atau free. Ada pro and cons, okay. For me, I like to go for the free one lah because yang bayar kalau Q1 Q2 ni normally very expensive. Kalau medics lagi lah belas ribu, right? Kalau science technology mungkin less pun dalam 7 to 10,000 memang tak lari lah around that. Sebab I personally publish, ada juga, saya tak kata semua all my papers tu publish free. Ada jugalah few, macam contoh we need agent. Contohnya for example like my student want to grad, for example we need to have a minimum requirement for graduation, right? The papers. So in that case, I go to the berbayar lah, open access berbayar. Because in that situation je, because tak mau kita drag delay, because we are jeopardizing the students punya time frame. But if they already achieve the minimum requirement, or the publication tu, the data or your results tu very good, so yang tu I akan cuba go for the Q1 Q2 yang free subscription. And advantage dia untuk open access ataupun subscription, dia ada advantage the winners lah. Open access ni of course winners dia berbayar, tapi untuk to get the high impact factor, numbers of session is easy. Okay, because everywhere you can download it. So that's a different. But for the subscription, you need to use another platform lah. Saya tak nak ajar lah. Tapi ada yang black market pun you can go for that kan. Tapi as a researcher, most of our communities ni, dia adalah researcher and lecturer, right? And our university also subscribe that. And if our screen not subscribe that, you can ask your colleagues from other universities. We can help each other from the collaborator. You have co-authors kan. So you can, I think, yeah, if for me, if you publish a good paper, diorang akan cari juga paper you. Walaupun tak dapat nak download, dia akan tetap cari.
Okay. Thank you for that. Next questions, Dr. boleh the second question, can you elaborate on how editors and reviewers assess the fit of a manuscript beyond the subject relevant? Contohnya, what the hidden criteria should authors be aware of?
Fit of the manuscript to the journals lah. Okay, towards the
rather
journal.
than subject.
Alright, satu, how to say, dia subjektif juga ni, very subjektif.
Ini your point of
Fitting
view dalam you punya catalyst tu. Okay. Boleh.
How the editor and reviewers see my papers kan. Okay, satu yang saya ambil daripada point presentation tadi First, kalau saya reviewer, I'm going to check all the technical parts first. Technical tu bagus tak bagus? Figures okay ke tak? Data good or not? And then the title, is that tengah viral, tengah hot sekarang ni? For example, renewable energy, kalau saya, hydrogen ataupun battery, EV vehicle. Is that contributing to that kind of field? Ataupun dekat you punya introduction tu, yang last paragraph tu, X factor, main point that you want to ni, saya akan tengok kat situ. And then how you present your data lah. Another beside macam tema yang dia orang pilih lah. Normally journal tu they have their own special issues, right? And special issue they have their own quota. And if they have the quota, untuk completekan quota ni senang je bagi dia orang, because kalau Q1 Q2 ni ramai nak publish sana. But to bersaing, to compete with others papers tu, the first thing, impression of that papers must good. Okay, that's for me lah, Dr. Liana. Yeah.
Alright. Okay. So kita ambil last questionnya, Doktor.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Associate Professor Dr. Lokman. Can give some tips on supporting founding that will never be reported in other publication before. For example, CO2 conversation is higher than other published results.
Again, can you read again, Dr.
Dia kata bagi tips on supporting founding that founding tu macam neglected, that have been reported in other publication before. Dia bagi contoh di sini, CO2 conversation, I don't know, higher than other published result. Betul ke? Daripada Dr. Muhammad Hakimi Khairuddin.
Saya kurang faham. Dia punya soalan ada
dekat chatbox Dr. Lokman.
Ya.
Dekat Gmail
Chatbox,
kita.
kat chatbox ya. Okay, yang bawah sekali ke, Doktor?
Yeah, the last one.
Can you give some tips on supporting findings that findings that
typo
will never
founding
be reported in other publication before. For example, CO2 conversion higher than other publication. Okay, it's not about tips on supporting findings that were never been reported before. Okay, masuk kat sini yang saya faham ni, being reported before ni adalah you nak apa yang you nak publish, apa yang you nak report. And then you need to support with the previous report yang menggunakan CO2 conversion juga. Maybe CO2 conversion tu is not reaching your, you must create one table comparing your findings and also previous report findings. Okay? Your finding with the previous report finding. And of course, kadang-kadang tu kita jumpa je orang yang lagi bagus publish pada kita. But in term of the our paper must have the novelty. Kalau tak ada novelty, we cannot go to the Q1, Q2. And when we talk about novelty, of course, kita punya material ke or any kind like macam methods ke, slightly method or conditions tu must be different or better compared to the previous one. That's what you need to highlight. Even though mungkin your conversion is not good. For example, kita ambil hydrogen in my case hydrogen, others, the rest of papers normally ramai je publish 100% purity. Tapi in term of the drawbacks dia adalah the cost of the catalyst. Cost of catalyst, most of them using ruthenium 10 gram pun sampai 6,000 ringgit. And what I'm producing only 50 ringgit for 1 gram, for the few grams for the one piece of the catalyst. Even though I got only 80% conversion or 90% conversion, tak reach pun that level. But in term of cost, I win. So that's you need to find where is your winning point for your papers and highlight on that. Jangan highlight the weakness one, highlight the winning one. Okay?
Kita tips lah yang guna gila. Okay, kita pun boleh pakai. Okay, mungkin last juga sebab dia ada daripada request daripada YouTube. What the best advice that you will give to early career researcher who are submitting to top journals for the first time?
Okay, The best.
Doktor pun first time dah 7 kali rejection kan, tapi still tak patah semangat. Alright, okay.
Tu advice satu.
Okay, betul.
Ya, betul. Jangan give up lah actually. My experience, kita dah, my supervisor that time memang sangat ambitious lah. Ambitious. And then I presenting the data tu mungkin for us already enough. But bila sampai tempat supervisor, we have co-supervisor, we have a main supervisor, dia kata, okay, you have another 6 semester or 7 semester. Why don't you just go for the Q1, Q2 journals, because they have their experience and they have experience. Which one is good? We have which one is the high potential data untuk kita publish Q1, Q2. Jangan takut. Okay, just go prepare your first draft. Put your effort. Okay, jangan just take for granted, just write everything, right? Put your effort. Okay, put your effort. Try to micromanage everything inside your papers, because that's your own paper, not others' paper. Micromanage everything in terms of the technical part, in terms of spacing, even one spacing put check. Okay. That's even me, for me also. In terms of reference pun, I check reference to make sure all same standard. Kalau dulu saya belajar dulu, memang I belajar daripada hard way lah, daripada undergraduate lagi.
Yeah.
Memang supervisor saya ambil pembaris, dia ukur berapa sentimeter tepi, berapa sentimeter kiri kanan atas bawah, dia ukur berapa sentimeter untuk produce one thesis. So that's learning process. Okay. Sampai sekarang. For this, not for your work, but for your papers.
For your thesis only. Okay, faham.
Yeah, thesis and papers, because that's your own work.
Paper. Okay. Right. So I do believe this is our end session lah, Doktor. Thank you so much. Minta mohon halalkan semua ilmu-ilmu untuk hari ni. Kita nak bawa researcher dengan akademik kita ke arah yang lebih mencapai kita punya agenda juga lah untuk UiTM. But alright. So before
Thank
that,
thank you ReNeU.
Yes. Kita ada quick information sikit, ada announcement. Since, okay, mohon pancarkan. So mohon untuk sesiapa yang berminat, kita masih open lagi for registration this coming writing workshop 2025 untuk very high impact publication. We focus on Q1, Q2 for 28-29 May, Wednesday, Thursday, full day dekat Seminar Hall Level 8 Faculty of Health Sciences with our 2 distinguished speakers. We have Associate Professor Dr. Mohd Lokman and also Professor Dr. Kalavati Ramasamy from pharmacy. So yes, jangan lepaskan peluang because this is free and you ada direct touch dengan these 2 distinguished speakers, very prolific. Kita ada top 2% scientist dekat dalam kita punya bengkel. So ambillah peluang ni untuk register, masih lagi open. Then please remember during your attendance this seminar ni, make sure you dah ready, dah at most about 70 to 80% manuscript dah get ready and you choose your targeted journal. Kan Q1, Q2 yang macam mana journal finder Dr. Lokman yang share dah tadi macam mana nak cari. Go to preparation untuk manuscript, tengok dengan author's guideline, prepare. Dan dekat sana kita mau tengok lebih pada content expert, the flow, the novelty and boleh ya? Semua. Yes, and template journal tu. Ikut template journal, that's correct. So jangan lupa isi, and di YouTube link juga kita sediakan attendance untuk feedback and also jam latihan. Make sure you click and isi. And for today's session, terima kasih lagi sekali Dr. Lokman. Saya bagi pihak ReNeU, Dr. Hakesan, Prof. Osma and all the ReNeU team. Hari ini kita akan nak gerak bersama dengan SAP 2025 kita untuk Q1, Q2. Thank you so much. Be part of our program lah, project. So jangan lupa scan and isi kehadiran. Thank you very much.
Thank you Dr. Liana for hosting and thank you ReNeU for inviting me. Also thank you for all audience. Yang baik tu datang daripada Allah, yang kekurangan sikit tu saya minta maaf Kalau ada saya tersilap sebut ke apa tu, minta maaf. Okay.
Thank you so much boss.
All the best. And good luck also. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you Prof. Asma, thank you.